Demonstration of Vaultedge large language model, that is LLM solution. In this demonstration, you will see how Vaultedge LLM solution can be used to make life easy for insurance underwriters and claims processors. Insurance underwriters and claims processors need to understand complex policy documents. They need to understand the documents provided by the customer and come up at decision. That could be around underwriting, or it could be about claims processing. Now let's take a scenario where somebody is applying for a policy, and the agent wants to ask or figure out whether certain things are possible or not under that policy. So here I'm going to upload a particular policy to Vaultedge LLM solution. So I'm taking this particular document and uploading it here. Now, while our LLM model is taking the file in, wow. So you can see that it took a couple of seconds to process this file, and let us look at that file. So this is the document that we just uploaded into the system. So this is a 18-page document, and it is all states one particular insurance policy. And by the way, this is a publicly available document, and we downloaded this from Illinois Department of Insurance website. So we just uploaded this particular file into Vaultedge LLM solution, and all it took was just a couple of seconds for the system to process it. Now let's go ahead and ask any questions that we have against this document. So I'll start with something simple. So let's kind of say, can I insure a person of age 100 years old under this policy? Let us see what our LLM solution says. Now, what is happening right now is our LLM model took this question and then ran it by its model built on top of the policy document, and it is telling us a definitive answer. It's in fact telling us that no, you cannot insure a person of age 100 years old under this policy, because the policy provides coverage only until the insured's 95th birthday, right? So it is giving a pretty definitive answer specifically for the document. And in fact, it is also telling us that if you want additional details, go to these particular sections, right? So quite handy. Now let's ask one more question. This time let's ask something a little more complex. Let's ask what happens if the beneficiary is not alive when the insured dies. Let's go ahead and ask the question. So the model once again is taking this question and then actually using the learning from the document that we uploaded, trying to answer that question. So let us look at the answer now. What the LLM model is saying is, for this question, the answer says that if the beneficiary does not survive the insured, right? So if the beneficiary is not alive at the death of the insured person, then the death benefit will be paid as if the beneficiary was not living. Essentially what they're saying is, if none of the beneficiaries are living when the insured dies, then the death benefit will be paid to the policy owner. Or if the policy owner himself is not live, then it will go to the policy owner's estate, right? So once again, the model is actually giving us a pretty definitive answer. And on top of it, we are also getting additional details of section references where we can go and get additional details. Now let's ask one more question. This time again, somewhat more complex. Let's ask what happens if the premium is not paid on time, right? What's the implication of it? Once again, we actually entered that question and we just clicked Ask Molly, and our LLM model is actually working on answering this question. Now, these are all the questions. If you notice, these could be, these are questions that typically the underwriter, will be having while deciding on a policy, right? Deciding on an application. Now, for this particular question, what the software is saying is, hey, if the premium is not paid by the due date, then you have a grace period of 31 days. And then if you still do not pay, then the policy, if the premium is not paid by the end of the grace period, then the policy will terminate as of the due date of the unpaid premium, right? So I got a straight answer over here that, hey, if you don't pay the premium on time, you have certain number of grace days, which is 31 days here. And if you still don't pay, then it gets terminated, right? So quite handy. Finally, maybe let's ask one last question. Say, what is the premium for a person that is, say, 40 years old? Let's ask the question. So what we are trying to figure out is, using that 18-page policy document, tell me, if I have a customer who is 40 years old, what would be the premium? Okay. Interesting. So here you will see that the model is saying that the document does not provide a specific premium for a person that is 40 years old. However, it does provide a table of guaranteed annual premiums for each policy year. So effectively what this means is it is not a fixed number. Depending on the other factors, the premium varies, and the model is actually pointing to those additional details which weigh in terms of determining the premium. So what is very interesting here is the model did not hallucinate. It did not actually try to come up with some nice sounding answer which may be incorrect, right? Rather, it restricted itself to answering that question specifically to the document that we uploaded, and it's saying that, hey, sorry, the document does not answer this question in particular, but here is some additional information that can help you, right? Which again, this behavior is very, very important. You don't want the model to be hallucinating, right? So this is an example of that. Great. So that's the demonstration of Vaultedge LLM solution. So once again, Vaultedge LLM solution lets you take any complex document like an insurance policy document or a claim file and ask any complex questions to the model, and which would be answered specifically from that document or documents that we upload into the model. Reliable, no hallucination, and to the point answers with additional detail offered through references to specific page numbers or sections. Thank you.